Welcome back to the Real Cinema Squad. I'm Austin, and that's Roman. And today we're going to be talking about Captain America: Brave New World. The new trailer dropped this past weekend at D23 Brasil, and it was a big time for Marvel as they released not only the Captain America trailer but also the Thunderbolts trailer. And we're seeing a lot of new stuff come out of Marvel. And honestly, Roman, some really exciting things that we're seeing from Marvel. Hopefully, these trailers don't let us down, and the final product is good. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on this new Captain America Brave New World trailer. So what did you think after watching this?
Honestly, before I get to that, I love Captain America. You and I both love Captain America. You gave me a poster for Winter Soldier that's on my wall right now.
I got a shield.
You got a shield. I've got multiple shirts, but I've been kind of out on Marvel for a while now, and that is this the case with a lot of people. That their last few projects have not brought a lot of people in. With Deadpool, we saw Deadpool Wolverine was the start of that, and this looks like it's continuing on the right track. With that being said, this trailer was awesome, and the first thing that hit me when I watched it was how visually and cinematically unique the trailer itself was, which was refreshing in its own right. Because if you go back and look at a lot of trailers, even if you go back and look at a lot of movie posters recently, it's all the same. They're not very unique. There was a joke going around not that long ago where somebody put the Star Wars Force Awakens poster next to the Disney's live action Aladdin poster, next to X-Men Dark Phoenix poster, because they all looked exactly the same, and they said this is the most confusing trilogy of all time. Because the posters were exactly the same. So it was nice to see something visually different, and I hope that the movie gives us that same feel. This trailer visually reminded me a lot of Winter Soldier, which is the first time we saw Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson. And I've gotten the pleasure of meeting Anthony Mackie, and he's exactly the same person in real life. So the guy you're seeing on screen, that's Anthony Mackie. But this trailer looks awesome. We're obviously seeing Harrison Ford fill in for the late great William Hurt, who previously played the role of Thaddeus Ross. Now Thaddeus Ross is the president of the United States, and we are kind of feeding off of the events of the divisive Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I liked. I know a lot of people did not as much. But I'm really looking forward to see how that story continues. We got to see Danny Ramirez come back as Sam's sidekick, as it were, and this movie just looks like a lot of fun. We got to see Giancarlo Esposito, a quick look at his character. So I don't have a lot of thoughts other than just this trailer looks really good. And we said we had the same thoughts about the teaser a few months ago, but this trailer just expands on what we maybe can expect. And so I'm very, very, very excited about where Marvel could be going again.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that it looks a lot like Winter Soldier. I think they're really honestly banking on that. They're making a movie that honestly, in my opinion, is the best Marvel movie ever, Winter Soldier. The political thriller, they're trying that again. Again, it isn't the Russo brothers that are directing it this time, and obviously it is Sam in the helm of Captain America, but we're getting to see a world very divided, which honestly isn't too far off from some of the events that we've been seeing in our world today. So they're trying to play off of this political thriller, this political turmoil, world powers trying to pull at each other. I think that's why it's called Brave New World. There's obviously probably the original title of this movie was New World Order. So there's probably some of that going on, just conspiracy and that kind of thing. We're seeing a lot of questioning of who Captain America is. And you even see a president who is dealing with some, stuff himself of obviously turning into the Red Hulk. And so I think they're really banking on the people going to see this because it looks like Winter Soldier. My only concern is this going to be a bait and switch? Because there's been a lot of reshoots with this movie. And when, doesn't always mean bad when they're doing reshoots, but I am curious to see what happens. Is it going to be able to retain the same thing? Because to me, this trailer looks awesome. The suit looks so much better than it did in the TV show when they introduced him as Cap. The suit looks incredible. The fact that they're playing off he's not just Cap, but he's also Falcon. Yeah. The scene, that we were talking about earlier when he cuts the car with his wings, super cool. And you're getting to see him come up against a foe that he's not a super soldier like Steve was. And so him going up against the Hulk is big time, right? So
That's my favorite part of both the teaser and this one, when the president is like, "You're not Steve Rogers," and he's like, "I know, I'm not," and then it cuts immediately to the Falcon wings popping out of the back of the suit, and you're like, "Oh boy, here we go."
Yeah, it's well played because I mean he's obviously gonna make his own, but I'm super excited to see Harrison Ford in the MCU. I love Harrison Ford; he's always been one of the greats, and get to see him as Red Hulk. You know what's interesting here is Red Hulk actually was the reason Thaddeus became Red Hulk is because there was an organization called AIM in Marvel Comics that did experiments on him. He became Red Hulk. I'm curious to see how this is going to tie in with Secret Wars because in Secret Wars, Red Hulk was a pretty big deal, and that's what we're leading up to with the next Avengers movie is Secret Wars. And so I think it's all tied in. I just really hope that they're able to stick the landing here because if they don't, I don't know if people are going to continue to stick around. You know, Deadpool Wolverine may have been, a one hit wonder.
What I will say, what gives me hope is, it might not be the Russo brothers that are directing this, but sometimes that's what you need. You need a fresh voice to come in. But as we mentioned, it does seem that they're trying to harken back to Winter Soldier, which is good because you have the same studio, the same people behind it. I do believe Kevin Feige still has a good hand on the pulse of what's going on. And unlike some other studios that we talk about on this channel, they seem to listen to fan feedback and say, okay, that didn't work for you guys, so we're going to pivot.
Yeah.
And so I think with the massive fan service that we saw in Deadpool Wolverine, it was like, okay, we know what you guys want to see. We know the kind of things that you want to see. We know that we know, like you said, that fans like you believe that Winter Soldier was the best Marvel movie there was. I believe that Civil War was, but that's just my personal preference. But they know that fans like us believe that these movies were the best ones. And so unlike some studios, as I mentioned, they actually listen to that feedback. Yeah. So I do believe there's hope for this, and at least by the trailer. Usually, if a movie's bad, you can tell by the trailer it's going to be pretty bad.
Hey, I don't know. Suicide Squad, that original one, the trailer was amazing, and the movie was terrible.
This one, the trailer looks really good, and from the pieces you can see in the trailer, you can kind of piece together, the framework of the movie, and it's just. Yeah. I don't think we're going to get a bait and switch here where it's going to be a great trailer, bad movie. I think the trailer gives us a good idea of what to expect.
Well, let's hope they really did listen to their fans after so many years since Endgame. We've gotten some lackluster products. We've also got some good ones. So it's been a rocky road for Marvel since Endgame. Really hoping this movie is great. So we would love to know what you think out there. Do you think this movie is going to slap? Do you think Captain America is back? Do you think the MCU is going to hit an all-time high once again? We can do this all day, just like Captain America. So please like this video, comment on the video, let us know what your theories are. What do you think of this movie? And we'll see you in the next video.